to do the live Zoom was that the process in Student View changed just ever so slightly. So we wanted to try and help make sure that there was less confusion over selecting courses for the following year. So today, the learning targets, I will successfully select my core classes and elective courses for the following, for next year. I will be thoughtful about my course selections to ensure they support my goals and interests after high school using your filled in credit check form and your course request form for the following year. So hopefully we are all logged into Student View, because that is, okay, I will slow down. I'm getting the message that students are still getting logged on. So I will wait a couple more minutes for us to get settled in. So that way we are not playing catch up. Uploaded to the counseling website at some point. So here we go. First thing to do, again, with students or the students that are in Student View, is to go click on course request. So everyone, this is where we're going to be going for selecting our courses for the following year. So you're going to click on course request. And then to actually select, to get into the part where you can select your classes, is you're going to click on this blue tab that says click here to change course requests. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second so I can load up a sample student and be able to follow along and show what the students are seeing. So 1 second. Okay. So just want to give a thank you for the student who is letting us use their Student View. So, so everyone hopefully is logged into Student View. We've clicked on course requests and we click on this blue tab right here that says click here to change course requests. So what you will notice is that there are some classes that are already preloaded. And so most likely students are already loaded into an English, a history, often a math and a science. Right now, this is a senior, next year senior. So they are currently a junior, going to be a senior next year. And so if you are a 9th and 10th grader and maybe even a senior next year, your screen is going to look slightly different, okay? But what's important today is that we're making sure that we're in our 4 core classes. So meaning that we have our English, our social studies, our math, a science, and then our 4 elective courses. And really important when it comes to making sure you're completing this as accurate as possible is every course is going to have a first semester and a second semester. Every single course is going to have a first semester and second semester. There is one exception to that, which I will get into a little bit later. However, when it comes to your core classes and the vast majority of electives, you're going to have a first semester and a second semester. So for seniors who are slated for civics for next year, you'll have civics for first semester, current world problems for second semester. Okay. So let's get into how to select our courses. So let's say you're a senior, you notice that you have English Language Arts 12 for the following year. English 12 for the following year, but you decided I want to take ACE English Literature for next year. So I'm going to demonstrate how to remove a course and add a course. So you're a student that's in an on-level class for next year, but really you want to select a class that has higher rigor. So what you're going to do under search courses is type in the course title or course name. So for English, I'm just going to do this. For instance, I'm going to type in ACE English. Again, this is just an example. This is not something you necessarily need to do right now. But in order to select ACE English Literature for next year for the senior, I'm going to type in ACE, and I'm just going to type in ENG, and the senior ACE English Literature first semester is this course right here, the LA 413, and second semester is LA 414. And before I add that, I'm actually going to remove the first and second semester of English 12 because I'm going to replace it. So I'm going to hit remove for first semester, remove for second semester. And then down here, I'm going to be clicking add request for first semester, add request for second semester. So as you can see, I replaced English 12.1, English 12.2 with first semester of ACE English Literature, first semester, ACE English Literature for second semester. Something I want to point out too is that not every single class is going to have a first semester indicator and a second semester indicator like ASL 2 here. So you notice ASL 2.1 is first semester, ASL 2.2 is second semester. And then ACE English Literature, for instance, there's no, you can't really see if it's first or second semester. So you actually are going to look at the code and see a different. Anyway, so you're going to look at the code for the difference between first and second semester for some classes. So for instance, ACE English Literature, first semester is LA 413, second semester is LA 414. Okay. One class that, oh yeah, and you should be using your course selection sheet as a guide. So your course selection sheet has course codes that you can use as well. So for instance, I'm going to use an example class, IN8. So let's say I wanted to do photography, for instance. So the way you could look for that using the course code that is on your course selection sheet, you'll notice that the course code next to photography 1 is IN880T for the first semester, and then IN881T for second semester. The fastest way to actually look up a class is to use the first 4 digits of the course. So for instance, again, for photo, IN88 for first semester, and then you'll notice that there's an IN88 for second semester, right? So for photo, again, it's one of those classes that looks like it's only a 1 semester class, but it actually is full year. And you know that you're signing up for first semester when you click on the first one that says IN880. And second semester, again, looking at the course code, you'll know you're picking second semester when you pick the next course or the next course code here, IN881, and hit add request. So right now, this student has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes selected so far. And so the goal is to have 8 top classes in the request section. And so I'm going to choose a few more classes, and I'm going to demonstrate what a what a selection sheet should look, or the request should look like on here when you're done selecting your top 8 classes. Again, that is 4 core classes, your English, math, science, and history, and then your top 4 elective classes, and whichever those are, okay? So I'm just gonna load some, oops. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm a student that's also interested in taking AP Stats for the following year. So the easiest way for me to look up that particular class is just type in AP ST space ST. And again, selecting first semester and second semester. Now keep in mind too that some courses do have prerequisites. So on your course selection sheet, you'll know that some classes next to them will say that you need to have passed or have taken and passed a certain course. So for instance, for AP Statistics on your course selection sheet, you'll notice that you have to have successfully passed at least Algebra 2 in order to want to sign up for AP Statistics, for instance. So it's really important to pay attention for prerequisites on your course selection sheet as you're signing up for classes to make sure you have met and passed the prerequisites in order to take the course. And again, I'm a senior that's interested in environmental science. So I'm typing just in part of the course name. That's how I like to search for courses. And again, I noticed that there's not like a 1-1 or 1-2. So I'm looking at the course code and seeing that there's a number difference between the first semester and second semester, and making sure I'm hitting add request for first semester, add request for second semester. Okay, so I'm almost done with my top 8 choices. So I have my English, I have my math, my history, and my science. And right now I am currently in 1 elective for ASL. I'm in 2 electives for business law, 3 electives for photography. So I have 1 more elective to go. And I'm really interested in knowing how, to balance a budget and various other things and personal finance. So I am interested in taking personal finance for next year. And I'm going to just type in PERS for personal finance and select first semester and second semester. So you're done picking your 4 core classes and your 4 elective classes when you have 16 lines up at the top here. And something that I just did that can be very helpful is that you'll notice that there are numbers down here, 7, 15, 30. If you want to be able to see the full picture of your 16 courses, you're going to want to click on this tiny 30 tab in order to see your top 8 classes for first and second semester. If there are any issues when it comes to students being preloaded into next year classes, so for instance, if you are in ASL 1 and you weren't loaded into ASL 2, you can correct that issue on here. So if you notice, if you're in a world language right now, like let's say you're in ASL 2 right now and it should be in ASL 3, you can go ahead and choose that down here and put that information in. Okay, so if you notice that you are in a class that has a second year and you want to go under that second year, you can do that. So let's say you are supposed to be in American Sign Language 2 for the following year. So you're in ASL 1 now, or ASL 2 right now. You then would sign up for ASL 3, for instance, by clicking add request for first semester, add request for second semester. And so again, you know that you're done choosing your top 8 courses when you have 16 lines of up here, right? So you see 2 lines because of first and second semester of English, 2 lines for ASL or ASL 2, 1, 2, 2 for the students, for instance. And so each class should have a first and second semester, meaning that there should be 16 lines here. Representing 8 classes, but first and second semester of each class. I wanted to go over a couple classes that can cause some confusion. So for students who are interested in, let's say, basketball, for instance. This is one of the class exceptions for only having 1 semester. Because of how it's coded. So if let's say you wanted to do basketball, okay? So I would type in team space S. I see that basketball is right here, right? So team sports 2, BB is basketball. Actually, I'll go through all of these just in case. So team sports 1 is just general PE. Team sports 2 is BB for basketball. Team sports 3 is for soccer, and team sports 4, VB stands for volleyball, okay? So if you want one of these courses, you'll actually be selecting only a semester of them because of how the course code is. And so I know that's confusing, but these are the only classes that I can think of that you're only able to sign up for just a semester of, and we fix that for the second semester on our end. So we make sure that you're in that class for the full year. So for instance, let's say instead of business law, for instance, I wanted basketball. So again, I have it loaded here. I'm going to add request. And this will be the only instance where you'll have a class that just does not have a second semester pairing at the moment. And again, if you sign up for this class, that's something that we as counselors help make sure that you're in that class for the full year, because every single course that you're selecting is a full year. Okay, one more example that gets students hung up during registration is culinary arts or the cooking class with Ms. Kerr. This one is can be confusing to sign up for. So again, typing in the course code helps with signing up for culinary arts. So the easiest way to do this is to type in part of the course code. So I'm just going to type in HF79. And the culinary arts class, you actually have to sign up for culinary arts foundation first semester. The second semester is called nutrition and wellness. So that's the second semester of culinary. So if you're signing up for that particular class, you need to have both culinary foundations and nutrition and wellness to be in the program for the full year. So if there is a code issue, for whatever reason, if the course code is not matching what's in the system for a particular class, you can type in the course title under here And so again, if for instance, if you're signing up for AC Con, if the code is not right on the form for whatever reason, if there's an error, you can type in part of the course name or course title and be able to select the first and second semester of the class here. So let's say you're a student that wants to drop your civics and current world problems course and want ACE economics. You load the classes down here. I find it easier to go back up and make sure I'm taking off the social studies that I'm replacing first. So I'm going to be taking off civics and current world problems for first and second semester, and then replacing the first and second semester of that particular course with ACE economics for first semester, ACE economics for second semester. And again, that is a senior level course. So if you are a junior currently going to be a senior, AC Con is a class that you can select to go into. So I know it's a little tough when you're a current 9th and 10th grader when I'm just choosing senior mostly classes, but fundamentally this is how you select your classes. Counselors, just in case, have I missed anything, or if anybody wants to add anything that I've done or said so far, that would be great, just in case I may be missing something.
Did we talk about alternates yet?
Not yet. That's a great segue. So once you already have your top 8 choices, right? You have your 4 core classes, you have your 4 elective classes. You're going to be selecting 4 alternative classes. So the way you select those, so this is after you have your top 8 classes done, is you're going to want to choose some backup electives. So let's say you were interested in photography, so you signed up for first and second semester of photography. But for like a backup class, it's something you're still interested in, but it's just not your top choice, is like graphic design. So under courses, I'm going to type in graph, and I'm going to be careful not to sign up for ACE graphic design because that's the advanced course. If I have no graphic design experience, I'm going to want to start in graphic design 1. So again, for me, it's easiest to type in part of the course name. And again, if I have no graphic design experience, I'm going to be signing up for graphic design 1.1 and graphic design 1.2. But if it's my backup class, instead of hitting add request, I'm going to be hitting add alternate. So I'm going to be hitting add alternate for first semester and add alternate for second semester. And the reason we do alternate classes is just in case, let's say you're a current 9th grader, going to be becoming a 10th grader next year, and you're signing up for photography, which is a pretty popular class. Upperclassmen are going to be prioritized because they may need it for graduation. And so if you're a current sophomore or a current 9th grader going to be a sophomore next year and you select photography, I highly suggest that you have a backup art class just in case that class gets filled with mostly, seniors and juniors. Okay, so that is the reason why we select some alternative classes or alternate classes to make sure that hopefully you get into a class that you have requested on your form and also on your student view. And so again, you're going to be choosing 4 alternate classes for your electives. So I'm just going to go ahead and just select 3 more alternate classes, and then I'm going to demonstrate what a full schedule looks like for you all. Oh, also, please note that if you're in VisCom 1 this year, that there is Visual Communications 2 for the following year. I just wanted to throw that out there because it's a newer course. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're in VisCom 1 this year, you do have the option of doing visual communications too. Just want to throw that out there. And for instance, if you are a current ninth grader and you have and you're not in a world language this year, so if you're a current ninth grader or 10th grader and you have no world language met yet, or you're not in the courses yet, I highly recommend that you sign up for a world language for next year. So again, if you're a current ninth grader, current 10th grader, if you have no world language yet, I highly encourage you to sign up for either our Spanish, American Sign Language, or French classes, at least one of those, in order to help meet that graduation requirement. So just wanted to, again, throw that out there. If you are not in a world language right now as a current ninth grader or current 10th grader, you're most likely going to want to sign up for that class for the following year. I just got a question about a class. Okay, so if there is an issue finding classes, usually you can type in the course title. So one of the questions was about AP Psychology, not being able to find it with the code. So just in case you need to find that particular class, the easiest way is to type in part of the course title. And I just do AP space P for that particular question. I did see. And so I also had another question about musical theater, not being able to find it. So again, if you type in MUS, you should be able to find musical theater first and second semester right here.
Can I add in?
Yes.
If there are a few classes, specifically some of the special education classes that you might not be able to find right now, and that's okay, don't worry, we will be adding those classes in later.
Thank you, Ms. Verity.
We also have a few electives that are not showing up. It looks like Intro to Health Careers, the second part of creative writing, possibly ACE CalMech 1. So I think we'll try to get those fixed by Tuesday, and then it should be available then.
Okay. Looking up creative writing, it does look, oh, the second part of creative writing too.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe try the ACE CalMech 1 though. So I searched that a couple ways and wasn't able to find it.
ACE Calc Mechanics.
Yeah, there's like the second year, but first is missing. So if you have a course that you want that's missing, don't worry. We will get it taken care of. Hopefully it can be fixed by Tuesday.
Yes, and we know that everybody's not going to be able to finish today, just because again, this is a lot. I know that there's a lot of information. This is a long process, and there's always some bugs like ACE, CalcMech 1 that we noticed right now. So this is also very important, that why we fill out the paper course request form 2 is we can help solve these errors on the course selection sheet. So that's why at the end of this, it's important to turn your course selection sheet into your advisory teacher, so we have record of what you signed up for, just in case there's any errors like this. I got a question about can't find personal finance. So in the search here, if you just type in, oh, that's interesting. Oh, the reason why I can't find it is because I've already selected it. So I'm gonna show you again how to sign up for personal finance. So I'm just gonna remove first and second semester here. Gonna type in PRS. And so for personal finance, if you just type in PRS, then you'll notice that first and second semester personal finance shows up there. Also got a question about yes, whatever you load into this right now automatically does save your course selection. So there's not necessarily a save button. So whatever you select today will remain on here for Tuesday for us to complete the course selection process. Another question is, if students already passed weight training, can they do it again for credit? Yes. So if you have taken weight training and you take it again for the following year, yes, it will count for PE credit. If you're, for instance, in weight training with Mr. Marr and want to, take it up a notch for the following year, we recommend you do advanced physical fitness. But again, you don't have to do that. If you ended up just taking weight training for the following year, that will count for credit. So I got a question about Spanish 1. So yes, we do not have a course code for on-level Spanish 1 or on-level French 1. So when you're looking for those courses, you're actually going to want to do pre-ACE, S for Spanish, for instance, or pre-ACE F for French, if you're signing up for French 1. So that's how you're going to be able to find those classes. You may not have seen Spanish 1 pop up there just because I have it selected already in the backup classes. And again, please put your questions into the Padlet. I think it's going to help just be available for for everyone, and those questions will have answers on there that we can all see. So I think it's really helpful if you have questions to please put them on the Padlet, and we'll try to have as many answered before we revisit this on Tuesday. But anyways, what I'll say before the bell rings here soon is that you're done when you have your 8 classes up top here and your 4 backup alternative classes down here. And again, making sure that we have first and second semester of each class. The only exception is the team sports PE classes. So having trouble finding AP Studio Art. So
I want to reiterate, if it wasn't said already, that some classes, even if you've taken it before, it is perfectly fine to take it again.
yes.
Concert choir, orchestra, drama 2, musical theater, just so you know, that's perfectly fine.
And for anybody who's having trouble following along or had students get in a little late, we are going to revisit this again on Tuesday. So just so everyone knows, the fact that if you're not done right now, it's okay. We're going to be going through this lesson essentially all over again on Tuesday to make sure that the courses that you're selecting for next year is accurate, and you don't have to stress about it. We're going to revisit this. We're going to go over it again. And so that we'll be okay. Just like, so taking the same PE class, you will get PE credit. So if you take weight training 10th grade, weight training 11th grade, you will earn PE credit. And if you go over a credit total amount, so you only need a credit and a half of PE. So let's say you get 2 credits of PE, that extra half a credit from the second year just goes into elective credit. So no matter how many credits you take of a certain class, if you go over that amount for graduation requirements, it falls into elective credit. So I got a question about team sports again. So team sports is the only exception where you're not going to have a second semester to be able to add. So that's something that we're going to fix on our end. So if team sports ends up being a top choice in your electives up here, your course requests, you will only have 15 lines instead of 16. So we will, that's something that we fix on our end because the code, there's only one code for it, and it will not let you select that code twice. So again, if you're doing team sports, the general ed, basketball, soccer, or volleyball, you're only actually going to be able to select that once. And so if that's a top choice, you'll only have 15 lines instead of 16. All right, everyone. Who's that? So the bell, the bell I think just rang, didn't it? So we'll continue this conversation on Tuesday.